see them as being all these prudish, uptight people, but they're not. They're in their second house buying hookers and coke.
I love the pictures that come out every now and then. Like, do you remember, I can't remember which MP it was, but the picture of him coming out wearing a bra and he's got like white all over his nose and he's just like absolutely rinsed. And you're like, this is some person we've put in charge. Do you know what I mean? We put a similar person in prison. Like, I mean, like. It's madness. It's absolute madness.
The ones that crap me up as well, those ones that get out of prison because they're so good looking. You know that guy that had like, he's like this sort of like tan guy with blue eyes, like a little eye drop. There's been 2 people in the last year or so that have gone into prison and been so good looking that they've got out of prison. Like they've either got like modelling agencies or like some woman married another guy and bailed him out.
And sort him out.
This is a thing.
I'll show you, I'll find a picture of him.
I mean, he's an handsome bastard, don't get me wrong, but I mean, like, I don't know what he went in for, but I'd keep him there for a little bit longer.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
He got out early because he's good looking.
Yes, like this guy, he got a modelling contract after this, and like some woman married him.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He's striking.
Yeah.
They're just like, this man doesn't belong behind bars, he belongs in front of the camera.
Just in front of the CCTV cameras, which we caught him with.
Yeah. There was another one as well, I can't remember who it was. Yeah, I can't remember why I brought that up, it just cracked me up.
It's silly though, I agree.
Speak about funny stories. Did you...
I fucking love your segues. Oh, speaking of which...
funny stories. I found this today and I didn't even know it was a thing. Did you know there was an annual No Trousers tube ride?
What?
You know, right? Apparently it's the 10th annual No Trousers tube ride where commuters go half naked on the underground.
That's an interesting half to do as well. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? I mean, the top half, yeah. I mean, women have got breasts,
yeah.
Like men don't. But the bottom half, I mean, that is doubling down, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Majority men in that photo. Do you know what I mean? They've all
mixed there.
When?
I
What?
think that would be what station? That's Victoria. I think that looks like. Yeah, Victoria Station. But
that's crazy. And when's it? They do this every year.
Apparently, so this is the 10th annual. So yeah, they do it every year.
Was this today?
It wasn't today. When did this happen? Where's the date for this? There's no date on this. Any of these pictures? Where are the dates?
Also, it's very cold.
But it must have been quite recently, I would say. Because of this article. Article is from the 14th of January, so possibly it could have been the first week of January.
Wow. And what's it in aid of? Like what? It's true.
I know. I'm quite. So regularly, so they put after. What is this? I don't think there's an
actual logical reason.
No.
That's someone at the travel office thinking, I've got them here, I'll have a joke.
So it began in New York in 2002.
Right.
And has since spread to 60 cities globally, including Tokyo, Jerusalem and Moscow. The London event was organised by Stiff Upper Lip Society. Which asks participants to avoid thongs and bulgy package type things or anything see-through.
Is that the words they use?
It says bulged, smudged, smugglers.
Oh, budgie smugglers.
Budgie smugglers. What is that? I don't know.
You know, they're like
Y fronts.
No. They're like I call them ball stranglers.
Okay, I know what they are. Yeah. Okay, so no budgie
They couldn't write ball
smugglers
stranglers for some reason.
or something that you can see through. These are the stipulations. Nothing see through. Nothing. No thongs. No bulge smugglers. Whatever they're called. And
Google it later. You'll have a right laugh.
As we aim to amuse, not offend fellow underground users. Okay, the event is part of worldwide. Yeah, great, but what is it in aid of? Like, what is the point of it? The organizer.
Yeah, I mean, is it to highlight anything? Is it to?
There is no point to it.
You're joking. It just says there's no point to it.
That's what it says. There is no point to it. We are not campaigning or raising awareness for anything. People just are having fun doing it, and it's a bit of a no nonsense.
I mean, imagine you get the date wrong. Do you know what I mean? Like, you haven't been out of your house for a week and you're like, oh, tomorrow's the 10th anniversary, and you walk up your house like just in your boxers down to Victoria. You get arrested.
Yeah, that's true. It's freezing. Do you have to like wear your trousers to the station, then take them off, or like? Are you just walking like truly around with no trousers?
Oh, human beings are fucking.
It
strange.
seems like these people are just walking around with truly with no
just on
trousers.
the. That's a budgie smuggler.
That's a budgie smuggler.
Okay.
He's the first person I've seen that can actually wear those.
You just saved that picture.
I did spend quite a long time looking at the guy from prison though.
You were awfully quiet.
I found his modelling photos.
Like, oh, I understand.
Do you know what he went in for? Is that there? Surely something.
I was looking at that. Yeah, it was.
Oh yeah, that's what you were looking at.
No, so when he got let out, he had 11 charges hanging over them, and one of them was like for like gun possession or something. The 33-year-old Californian Jeremy Meeks hit the headlines in 2014 when his photo was posted on Facebook by Stockton Police Department. Hot felon.
Yeah, that's madness. He just got let out for being good looking though. I mean, people get let out for good behaviour and still people bitch about it. But you've never, do you know what I mean? Imagine that parole board. Do you know what I mean?
So he had previously served a 9-year sentence for grand theft in 2002.
Of course he did.
But Meeks claims that he has now found God and his past convictions do not appear to be standing in his way. He's done Fashion Week in Milan.
In cuffs. Imagine him coming down the runway in like one of those absolute hardcore, like he's got chains around his ankles.
I mean, he does kind of rock it, though, guys. You know, I'm just putting it out there.
I want to.
Wow.
Okay, I've brought up this story before on this show before, but I'll bring it up with you guys because I think it's just completely the funniest thing I've ever read for a story. So the school bans bags.
Right.
For health and safety reasons.
All right. Okay. That's flawed, but go on.
So basically, they ban bags for health and safety reasons because you know, like in like year 7 when like year 7s have those big bags and when they're walking it knocks against them. Yeah. So for that reason, they ban bags completely throughout the whole school.
I thought you were gonna say like somebody like you reach over and pull them back, or like you know like some kids have been dicking about with bags.
Yeah, like basically it's just the fact of there's been so many injuries with younger students with big bags that they ban bags throughout the whole of the secondary school, and then they rolled it over to the 6th form. So the 6th formers can't carry bags either. Right. So this kid came to school with carrying a microwave because it was a loophole, right? I can't carry a bag, but
with his books in it.
Yeah. Look.
What a legend!
I know, right?
What a legend! When was this?
I think this was like last year, October.
And he just carried that?
Yeah, he carried that.
What did the teacher say about that? Nothing like...
Because, wait, hang on. I think he ended up being suspended for 2 days.
For having a sense of humour? Or what?
Well, because...
What does this communicate?
No. He was suspended for 2 days because he refused to hand in his mobile phone. And he said that he kept it with him because his mum was in some sort of treatment, so he wanted to know updates from his mum. But because he refused to hand in his phone, he was suspended for 2 days. So
nothing for the microwave, though?
No.
What a man.
In peaceful protest, he came to school with a microwave, you know, with all his stuff in it.
What a legend. I mean, like, in my school... I won't name it again. But actually, our school just had like a lot of controversy about it. So there was they had like it was anti-bullying week or something like that. This is what I've read from the national press. Okay, this is before this story goes on. Like this is a couple of months ago. There was this board where you could put like one of your heroes up and for something, and one of the kids put up Tommy Robinson.
Oh god.
Yeah, that's the school I went to, right? And I think they might have done it for a joke, right? But the head teacher was obviously like, right, you've got to take that down. Do you mean like this is anti-bullying week? And via proxy, you do not get the concept by putting Tommy fucking Robinson on the board, you idiot. Anyway, so he tells the kid to take it down, and like this kid had obviously tweeted about it or whatever, and Tommy Robinson had found out, and he started tweeting about the school and saying like that I almost said the name of the school, that like were oppressing their children and stuff like that. So then people went up to school to protest, and like people like vandalised the school and everything. I mean, just from this absolute knobhead of a kid putting this thing out. But health and safety wise, like we used to throw like. You split into 2 factions in the yards, and it'd normally be like year 8s versus year 9s, rather than football. And we'd have like
I remember those
like
days.
water bottle fights. So you get like a bottle of water, fucking lob it. But I mean, like, pennies. You used to throw pennies at each other and everything. And they didn't give a shit about bags.
No, we didn't care
bags
about
were
bags.
never mentioned,
They were
mate.
on the ground, They was holding things that we throwed at people.
That's brilliant, though. Fair play to him for having a sense of humour.
Yeah.
Like, that's witty. Do
I
you
know,
know what I
right?
mean?
Can't carry it back.
Kids
but
going somewhere.
bringing microwave.
I actually got so our disciplinary system in school. It was called the check system.
Okay.
Now, check 1 was a verbal warning. Check 2 was 100 lines. Writing out something like "discipline is good for me." Right? I mean, yeah, very Third Reich, isn't it? Lunchtime. Check 3 was half an hour of your lunchtime writing out the school rules. Check 4 was an hour after school detention, writing out the school rules twice. Right? And check 5 was isolation, where you got put into this little box room to do your work. And I got a check 4 once. I was in RE, and we were doing. It was a harrowing. We were doing abortion and like the morals and stuff of it. And there's a couple of boys at the back who were not interested. You know what I mean? Like their parents owned a couple of properties or whatever, so they didn't absolutely need school. And they're throwing textbooks around at each other and stuff. And we had this teacher who was quite weak, and she was like, "Oh, simmer down now, boys, simmer down." And me and a couple of boys sitting next to me were telling jokes. And I lean over. I got a joke for you boys. And we have this maths teacher who's particularly vicious. She was horrible, like made my life hell. And I said, I got a joke for you. What's the difference between Mrs. Patel and a terrorist? Right? Or yeah, people get really no. People get really, really wary. It's just a clever joke, right? So people went instinctively. Yeah. This is on podcast, by the way. What's the difference between Mrs. Patel and a terrorist? You can negotiate with a terrorist because she was always giving out like these detentions, and any time you tried to fight your case, the check would go up and up and up and up. Right? This RE teacher heard this joke. Oh, sorry, I missed out a crucial point. So we're doing about abortions. These boys are about throwing their textbooks around. One of them said something horrendous about like just flushing them away or something, like making these crass, dross comments. I leant over and told that joke. Right? This teacher heard what this other lad had said. I leant to tell that joke. She went, "What was that, Brandon?" I went, "Oh, no, nothing, I was just speaking to her." Blah, blah. She went, "Stay after class, right?" So I'm like, "Oh, for fuck," right? So after class, right?
Stay after class for your high five.
Everyone goes, and I thought, right, just collect all the books in, collect all the sheets, put them on a desk, just sitting there waiting to apologise when she comes back. She went and got Mrs. Patel.
Oh.
And, honest to God, she went, "Did you get to tell Miss Patel that joke?" And I went, "Nope." She went, "What are you going to?" And I started going, "What? Well, the thing is, miss, it's just a joke. I mean, you can transfer anyone's name in and out, and it's just funny." And she's going, "Tell me the joke, man." And I'm like, "Okay." And I say, "What's the difference?" Carry on, tell a joke. You can negotiate with a terrorist. And I followed up with, doubled down. And I went, which is quite ironic, really, because we're in this situation, trying to make a joke of a joke, right? And she just, she went, "Well, I'm going to put in for a check 4. And I went, "What?" I told a joke that, I said, Jordan in the back was saying this.
Put your name in it.
Do you know what I mean? And I was like, "Jordan in the back," and she went, "Are you telling Miss how to teach? That's check 5. It just kept going up and up and up, and ironically proving the joke right the entire time. And the final flurry of this, she went, "You're lucky my husband hasn't heard about this." And I was like, "What? What does that even mean? What does that mean?" He'd probably laugh. He's been married to you for 10 years.
Oh, God.
How'd you get on that? Discipline in school. Oh, self-help and safety. That was it. That was a segue.
So, another section of my podcast is random facts, right?
Oh, sick.
So, I haven't done it for a couple of weeks, but I found this random thing, which I'm going to use for random facts, which are 14 books, which are going to be made into films or TV shows this year. So, number 1 is a discovery of witches, which is...
that's who he did there. Witches.
Yeah. It's a discovery. It's coming out. Oh, it's out already, apparently, 17th of January. It's a TV series.
Yeah.
Which is about vampires and witches that aren't supposed to be friends, let alone lovers in a magical world. Sounds interesting. So it's kind of like every other vampire and... Actually, no, vampire and witches. Usually it's vampire and werewolves that aren't friends. So this is be an interesting twist, I guess. It'll be available on Amazon.
Are you going to read it? Is Jeff going to send it to you? I mean, we've plugged him enough. Do you know what I mean?
You know, right?